G'day traders, welcome to wrap up the markets for Monday the 4th of November. So you can see today a little bit of a tighter range, but sometimes that can happen. Usually the quietest days are Mondays and Fridays, and then you get better action sort of those middle 3 days. But also has a lot to do with where you're at on the longer term charts. So let's have a look at that before we get into these 1 minute charts. Have a look at the longer term like we normally do. So at the moment we're really sort of consolidating between a bit of a channel here. We've got a sideways movement. Okay, so just like the short term or the 1 minute charts, you get your trends and direction and continuations like we had previously. A couple of weeks ago we'll get some really strong buyers that have come up here and made an all-time high, and then from that now they're just sort of consolidating that move and having this sideways movement within this channel. We've got significant support and resistance area. You can see this darker line here, or thicker line. That's sort of the real pivotal point in the market at the moment. While the market's above it, certainly the buyers are in control. If the sellers want to really sort of gain any momentum or sort of stamp their authority, they really need to get under this area and hold. You can see there was a section here. This is on Friday. The market did get underneath it, but it's quickly popped back up. It hasn't held. If it really want to confirm itself, it need to hold and use this as resistance once breaking and push lower, which it hasn't been able to do. So anyway, we'll keep a close eye on that as to what it wants to do around that 1752. As far as today, we've got these two major areas marked on here, which we'll have a look at now, and you'll be able to see that the market's pretty much respected them a couple of times to the tick. Okay, these two areas here. So basically, we opened up. We've got this pre-market or this power box that we talk about. What we're doing is just looking to box a significant swing high and swing low point. Between the hours of 8 and 10. Okay, because 8 and 10 is powerful times within the markets. 8 is when basically the pre-market session starts. Institutions and banks start getting their orders in, and then 10 o'clock's like the unofficial opening of the market, where all economic news comes out, and then everyone really gets going with their day and longer term positions and things like that. So we've got that particular area here. It's a good area to trade it as far as looking for potential reversions off it. As in bouncing off it, going back in the range, or looking for breakouts of the area. And I'll get to this particular area soon and have a bit more of a chat about it. But first of all, what's happened? We've come down. Obviously, we're waiting for it to turn, and then we've boxed this area. We've come up and to the tick almost used this major support and resistance area as a holding point from where they've tried to go the lower from. Now they have managed to break outside of this box. So they've got outside of it. And then maybe looking for a continuation to push further through. But there's a couple of things that's that you've got to be very aware of. That it's just market skills that's sort of holding this up. For one, obviously there's this major support and resistance area. Again, it's to the tick. It's bounced off it. Okay, so this area is holding quite well. The other thing, the real key here, which made it quite feasible that this wasn't going to go on, was other markets. Now, if you look at the other markets, as we sort of form this low point here, we bounce up, and as they're pushing down through here, sort of glance your eyes over across the other markets and see what they're doing. You can see that same low point. Now let me mark it. Let me find my pencil. These same low points here and here, haven't been broken. Look at that. They're just nowhere near it, especially this Russell. It's just gone higher and higher and higher. So as this ES is breaking down, we're seeing other markets, these other low volume markets, not going anywhere near this area looking to break through. So they haven't got the power or the direction from other markets sort of backing it up. So it's really doing it out on its own. And what will eventually happen is it'll turn around and follow these other markets. And that's exactly what's happened. So as far as, even though when this market gets outside of this box, normally it's potential for a breakout area. But you really got to sort of look at other markets and look at these support resistance area to go, okay, is it feasible? Has it got the legs to be able to really push through? In this particular case, all the signs were saying no, it's going to come back within the range, and that's exactly what it's done. You can see, but price action is very slow. There's not anything really going on, but certainly, no winning or no trades or no real trade setups, but at the same time there's all these warning signs about these areas that you could have got into, saying not to get into. So a trade saved is just as good as a trade won, in my opinion. So overall, but slow price action and up until the end of the day, where we just sort of hovered around this major support and resistance area. So that's a wrap up. Quick little wrap up for Monday, and we'll back and do it again on Tuesday.